Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from Team 4-Star, the 4-Star Bento channel, continuing with the Dragon Ball GTFS commentary series, covering episodes 52 to 53. Still in the stale part of the Shadow Dragons arc. We're going to get there eventually, but I'm finding this a very enjoyable experience. I'll be sad when it's over.
Alright, he's fighting now. Time to go.
Oh, this is one of the worst dragons.
Oh
no! But to be able to just take Super Saiyan 4 punches like that, whoa.
Expression's good.
I still love him.
Yeah.
Step into the grand tour of Dragon Ball GTFS.
We jinxed it.
Yeah.
Got a two-parter.
Yeah, got a two-parter immediately after.
No!
I'm not going to say that this didn't need to be a two-parter, but it also maybe didn't need to be a two-parter.
It's fine as a two-parter, honestly. Like, for what they set up and how things were going, I don't think it was too poorly paced. The first episode was like a little weird. It was another one of those situations of, oh, that was half an episode already.
Oh, yeah. No, that... Oh, by the time we were done with the first half of that episode, I was like, oh, this is all that's happened. Uh-oh.
I'm the main character, you motherfucker!
I'm very likely the reason you are alive.
I made most of those witches and was caused by the rest of them. I really liked the dragon design, though. I know we just got off this tangent of like how boring a lot of the designs are. I like Mole Dude. Mole Dude looked like a little frumpy stoner Muppet.
I definitely think it comes down to the eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes. Yeah, he's always got this expression of, he's kind of like bored or stoned, and then like his freaked out expression is even better.
Yeah, little dude just wants to go around and cause earthquakes. Come on, he just wants to wreck society a little. Let him have his fun. He's a little wild card digging into the ground.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
It was cute, and it like, you know, playing into Goku's character. Guy didn't want to fight. He just wanted to do what his nature was. And Goku's like, he's not fighting. I'm not fighting that if he's not going to fight.
No,
I don't fight, man. You guys holding?
Yeah, so what they do is they actually stop him from destroying a city.
By saving the city. In a pretty fun sequence.
Yeah, it's neat.
That's weird. He was holding glass. Surely the glass would have broken, especially powering up to Super Saiyan 4, holding it like that. Surely he should have just like killed everyone in the room. That glass should have just gone, just murdered everybody.
You know, they rescue people who are getting like falling underground. Goku lifts a building and sets it back up on its support. None of it logistically makes any sense. But for a cartoon saving the city segment, it's fun. Goku lifts the streets back up, puts it all back together, walks out through the subway. Pan gets a hat.
Pan does get a hat.
Yeah, it's a fun hat. Oh no, Planet Hollywood. Ooh.
Would you like some juice? It's lukewarm.
For the last one.
With the frizz? No way! Cruising on down Main Street. Fly on the Goku school bus. And the little mole dragon pops up on the other side. He's like, all right, let's see how it went. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? He's so angry that he actually starts throwing hands.
He gets grumpy. He's like, I just wanted to break stuff, and now I'm gonna break you. And
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't. His technique, his ultimate technique at the beginning is literally just firing beams from the ground underfoot, something that, I mean, Yamcha has been doing since Dragon Ball.
I do have to say the way he does it is different, though.
Yeah, he presses into the ground and poof.
Yeah. It's a neat technique. Like, it's nothing too special, but it's very different from, you know, just a beam or something.
But ultimately, he's nothing.
I mean, if Pan's able to dodge it same time as Goku in Super Saiyan 4, then surely it's really is now.
Literally, Goku and Pan are flying around through his ultimate technique, just like, this is fun exercise. And
yeah, no,
they land on his head. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and he gets hit by his own attack.
Which was a very like cute, like, what do you gotta do now? I'll show you. Poof! Ow!
And I will say this, with the precedent they had given us for the last couple of dragons, when he disappears at the end, you actually do kind of believe for a second, like,
Oh, he
yeah,
lost.
that was it.
Yeah, as we were sitting there, like, oh, I guess that's it.
Yeah, it's a rather fluffy episode. Not too eventful, but, hey, they beat him, it's done. But no.
Yeah, the seed they sow is the fact that every time one of them has been defeated, it turns back into the normal orange Dragon Ball. This one was still the blue, grayish, cracked version. It's like, something's weird about that. And then it turns into like a giant energy orb that starts to eat Pan.
Yep. And apparently, this dude can take over bodies.
Yeah, everything's had this like elemental thing to it so far. This one's just got a different power set.
Yeah.
I guess.
Although I still think he's like ground-based. It does seem like Earth is sort of his affinity.
Yeah.
Because even his regular form is still mole-ish.
It's still, when he transforms into a slightly edgier looking
I do remember this form, though. Okay.
full dragon, I guess, because he's still got the mole nose, some like the whisker things going, but he looks more like a edgy dinosaur with like two tails at this point. Joke's on you. I fought with guy.
It definitely feels like he did like Digivolved. I won't lie.
Yeah, it looks like an evolution.
It does.
And starts throwing tails at Goku, who's just kind of dodging. We recycle a lot of animation.
Oh, yeah.
When Goku's just dodging attacks, and at some point it like transitions into the next episode, which is called Pan's defeat or Pan dies or something like that.
Like and Tiri Kamehameha.
Tiri times 10 Kamehameha. It's really selling you on the idea that Goku's gonna have to kill Pan to get this done. And
Yeah.
that's the thing throughout the episode. Goku is having to fight this dragon and is holding back
wanting to
because he
kill it.
doesn't want to hurt his granddaughter. Makes sense, for like reasons to actually give this thing something to not get immediately trounced. That's, fine stakes.
Yeah. I wonder how many kids, like little kids, are gonna watch this and actually be compelled by the dilemma here, because as an adult watching it, it's like, yeah, we get it. He's not able to fight back, and he's not going to kill his granddaughter, and it kind of feels.
It's by the numbers to a certain extent.
and
while Pan's like, please, I don't want people to get hurt. Please, Grandpa, even if you have to kill me, kill me. Because Pan, like us, understand that in this world, death has no consequence. Namek still exists, and by ultimately defeating all these guys, you'll get the normal Dragon Balls back, something, blah, blah, blah. She comes back to life, but either way, Goku would not want to kill his granddaughter. I concede that.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not bothered by that. It's just it does take a while to finally get to that point.
Yeah.
Because they even do this kind of like the show kind of tries to fake you out that he actually does do a full power 10 times Kamehameha, but then even he's surprised to see that, oh yeah, the dragon is not only undamaged, he did not fire at full power because subconsciously he's unable to kill his granddaughter.
And the dragon's like, ha, that wasn't even a 5 times, you loser.
I know, right? Okay, first of all, how do you even know that, dude? How do you know that?
Maybe he has Pan's knowledge.
I guess so.
I guess, because he knows all of her techniques,
Yeah.
like the Kamehameha
No way.
and Ki Blasts.
Yep.
He loves Ki Blasts.
Most certainly, yes.
I was amused by that line. Like, I know all her techniques. I'm like, which ones?
Yeah,
Name
like what? We've not even been shown anything that's special or like, Pan's own thing.
them.
Yeah, right?
Name 5
Give me one attack that is Pan's, like, signature move.
that wasn't named in something like Dragon Ball Legends or Tenkaichi.
But yeah, no. So it's not really much of a fight.
It's not bad. It's not, like, for what it isn't bad. I can see the argument where this might not have needed to be a 2-parter, but as it stood, I felt like it was paced out to the point where a 2-parter didn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to by the end of that first episode.
It just kind of feels like there's an episode and a half worth that they brought out to 2.
Yeah, maybe. There was a fair amount of recycled animation while Goku was dodging them hands.
That and a lot of reaction shots where things take a while. It honestly, like,
a lot of smoke clearing.
yeah, it feels especially egregious in a show like this where you know that they don't need to buy time.
Yeah, well, don't need to, but still have to fill out an episode
Yeah.
quota. It's hard to say. Like, again, we give this show a lot of shit for adding padding into something that doesn't really have a source material. But we also say that understanding that we don't really know what it's like to try to fill out a 20-minute, like, you know, an episode order of 20-minute show, like, episodes.
And
Like, if you're just given, like, bullet points and that, like you're saying, there's no manga to follow or anything like that, or, like, a light novel, etc. If it's just bullet points, like, this needs to happen, that's the middle, that's the end, you do kind of be like, well, how do I spread those bullet points out over there and not make them drag out too long?
And having to, like, budget for time, animation, and everything like that. That is something that is admittedly not something we understand and must be incredibly hard to manage.
I mean, yeah, obviously, other shows do it better.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, no, but and that's my point. Like,
Yeah. Since then, shows have gotten way better at it. Like, way better at it. I guess even looking back to the time where this show was released, kind of in that early shonen, like, 80s, 90s bubble, Yu Yu Hakusho did it spectacularly.
I don't know if Yu Yu Hakusho was coming out at this time. I feel like it was.
It was certainly having its Toonami run around the same time.
Right, American airing dates. Actually, Yu Yu Hakusho was started early, but okay, so it was happening right now.
Tsunami? Japan.
I don't...
But then it depends. All right, here we go.
Dude, I would
Here we go. So Dragon Ball GT was February 1996. Yu Yu Hakusho was way earlier. Right, okay. Yeah.
never know that timeline. If I were to do, like, apples to apples, that is what my comparison would be if you're talking about anime pacing.
Uh-huh.
There are shows that have done it better. Granted, Yu Yu Hakusho did have source material to pull from, and
But then skipped lots of it at the beginning, and then at the end added lots to it.
remarkable show with how little filler there is. In fact, it actually takes stuff away from the manga.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how much stuff Yu Yu Hakusho actually removes. But no, it's not, again, it's not terrible. I'm not going to go on a screed on this one. It's just, for me, none of the drama works, none of the tension. I'm just kind of waiting for this to, like, get moving into something more interesting, because, again, like, Goku's internal struggle of whether or not he's going to kill Pan. I wonder, do kids see this, and are they going to think, oh my gosh, this is such a big dilemma?
There has to be a certain age bracket where that still works.
Yeah, I mean,
because this is Dragon Ball. We have seen characters die and need to be brought back. So, given those particular stakes, I could see people buying that, yes, she's going to die.
Or rather, like, there's an actual big conflict with Goku. Like, because again, I'm pretty sure a lot of kids are probably like, he's not actually going to do it. Like, and
Especially, like, trope-savvy kids.
yeah, the thing that bothers me, the thing that actually gets to me, again, is how it's resolved. And here we go, where he does something stupid that ends up getting him defeated. Like, so after he tries the 10 times Kamehameha, which isn't actually a 10 times Kamehameha.
It's just another red Kamehameha.
fake
yeah,
out.
like the dragon just beats the crap out of him. And then as he's laying there, like, unable to get up, the dragon starts to mock him, and he's like, well, you know, since you're about to die, I guess I'll show you your daughter or your granddaughter one last time before I kill you. And then
She just, like, ekes her way out of his gut bubble.
yeah, and then like a fucking Final Fantasy boss, like, she's just hanging out there.
Quados out of him.
Yeah, and then Goku grabs her.
Like,
And
haha!
it's like, and he literally says, I was waiting for this.
As if you knew that was going to happen and was a
Yeah, like, how did you know he was able to?
possibility.
How? How could you? How? What? There's no way that this was part of your plan. It's impossible.
When you could have had a moment where he pulled King Piccolo or something, where he just, like, dove through and grabbed Pan out.
Or pulled a Piccolo Jr. and jumped into his mouth.
Or ripped the Dragon Ball out of its forehead to maybe release it from Pan and have that struggle where now he has to battle
That is ridiculously bad writing. That's terrible.
this thing trying to take over his body. Is something, I don't know. It was a way to resolve it. You're right, where it's like, how did he know that that
Yeah.
was going to
Can't have possibly known whatsoever.
happen? Ultimately, it was going to be resolved one way or another, and that was the way they chose to do it, and I'm wondering if there was a chance that Pan could have just powered her way out of there somehow,
Yeah.
like give her a little more agency. I don't know.
Yeah, the show has been trying to give her agency. Like she has
She-
been
she
part
was-
of
She doesn't do anything in the whole show.
solutions.
Yeah, she was key to
She doesn't even go Super Saiyan at all. Like, what was the point in having Pan in this whatsoever?
the defeat of Lude. She was key to the defeats of Wind Dragon.
I do have to say, in terms of Pan in this entire series, Pan here is significantly better than I'd say the rest of the show. She has been actively involved in a lot of the fights. She is generally less annoying. She's still got some moments where,
Still being mean to Giru for no reason.
which is so dumb.
The whole beginning of this thing is like Giru saying, "Hey, there's a Dragon Ball down there. You idiot! There's nothing but dirt down there." It's down there though. I'm the radar.
Yeah, it's like Pan.
Yeah,
Pan, you
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
know.
Pan, you couldn't even begin to find a Dragon Ball on your own. Okay, stop being so mean to the guy who's just trying to do his job.
It's a little robot buddy. Come on. And then they land on the ground. It's like, it's down there. I don't see it.
At least Goku is like immediately like, let's
Digs
dig.
a couple inches of dirt away. It's like, nope, not there. How many subterranean caves exist in this world at the very least?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's just, it's pedantic, but it's funny to me.
Like a lot of people. Okay, so I've seen some of y'all say that we nitpick.
We do.
Yes. By kind of like the very necessity of doing these, we're going to point out all the things that logically don't work. But it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of things that logically don't work. One
Logically
after the other.
within the universe.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of stuff that logically doesn't make sense. That's like, well, why didn't this just happen? Why doesn't they just build the thingy? But within the rules of the Dragon Ball universe that have been established that the writers probably know about, there are certain inconsistencies that are worth bringing up and being a little, critical of
Yeah.
as fans of Dragon Ball.
Yeah. And like, look, I've been very critical of like manga material, okay? Get me started on my screed about the Buu Saga. I've got so much to say there. Get me started on Super. I've got a lot to say about Super. So yeah, no,
It's just a matter of like, but we've been doing our best too to like give the show its flowers. Where
I'm wondering what they're going to do after this GTFS commentary series. Do you reckon they'll watch Super next, or what are you going to...
it deserves. There have been episodes that we've enjoyed, segments that we enjoyed, parts and pieces that have been good. But I mean, you're watching a YouTube video about two people talking about a show that's like 30 years old, so we're going to bitch about things.
おめえのせいでもう少しで一番大切なもんをな
Or Gohan?
くしちまうとこだったぜ。
I would be okay with him just being like, fuck this. Here, take the Dragon Ball. I'm not doing this. That was kind of cute.
Like, speaking of the logic of the world, we get a cutaway to Gohan, who, is traveling back to his house after gathering water from a river because I guess all of the utilities of the world have started to dry up because the dragons are causing that much chaos.
Okay, but make sense of it.
And he's just talking about like, man, I bet my dad's driving Pan crazy as opposed to the other way around. Ha ha! What a dandy adventure they must be on fighting this world-ending threat.
Like, you would be doing so much better than Pan right now.
Gohan might be worse dad.
No, he's
not worse dad. GT Gohan might be bad dad.
GT Gohan is not.
He's not present.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's weird that he's not out there. I'm sorry. It's very weird
It's weird that none of them are out there. It's so bizarre.
that Pan is on the planet fighting bad guys and he's not out there.
There's something to be said, like, yeah, no, I trust my dad, and, like, he wouldn't let anything happen. It's not like he'd murder her with a 10 times Kamehameha or something.
And he was right.
He's right. But it is odd that he is just not doing anything.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's weird that nobody else is doing anything.
It's a little weird.
Especially when the narrator kicks in, it's like, the end of the world is days away. It's like, man, if only there were other people who could have split up and help with this.
Yeah.
God, that would have saved some time.
Yeah.
おめえの体いただいた。
Gotcha. Ah, you got PTSD.
Traumatizing.
This arc feels like, once again, they wanted to go back more to Dragon Ball centric like aesthetic, where it's less about the power scaling and more about fighting a unique enemy.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ultimately, I'm fine with that too.
Right,
yeah,
alright,
like
you know,
these
write it
concepts.
better.
I'm not going to say the
Write
same
it
thing
better.
that we've said almost every other GT episode, but like, you know, if they'd had better designs, if the pacing was just a little bit better, and we got more characters involved, I think this arc could have been really cool, especially considering that this is the last arc of the Dragon Ball
finish it off,
anime
yeah,
until Super, which, like, it kind of sucks. Again, all these characters sidelined, put on in the background. Like, back in the Android 17 arc, at least they showed up to, like, blow up some bad guys. Here, though, it's like, no,
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
it's just Goku and Pan.
Which,
And then the Vegeta thing at the end is such an ass pull.
at least they're utilizing Pan better. So, you know,
Yeah.
they're actually using the characters. Maybe if they didn't do that, we'd feel completely differently. It's like, oh man, they're underutilizing Pan still, and like she still has nothing going on, something, etc. Maybe we'd just be bitching about something completely different.
Yeah, maybe they looked at it and went, oh, do you know what? We introduced this character and made us such a big deal at the beginning. Let's just, like, try to do something else with her.
It's hard to say what the other worlds would be like.
It would have been cool to just have a moment near the end where she goes Super Saiyan. She doesn't need to do anything with it, you know, blah, 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 do the Vegeta ass ball thing. But, like, again, it's like, there's no, like, visual growth for us to go, yeah!
Yeah, but I will also say, considering that Pan already basically took this huge back seat in the last couple, like, after they get back to Earth, Pan kind of becomes irrelevant anyway. So, like, it's cool that they brought her back. That's a plus.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, then it would have just been like, okay, well, she's already been moved into the background. Oh, well, that happens to Dragon Ball characters all the time anyway. But yeah, no, it's like, it's tough. I'm sure we would have obviously we would have found something else to complain about.
Always.
But it's just, you know, it just comes down to, and when I'm watching this, I'm not thinking about any of this, by the way. I am not thinking, man, I wish this were happening. I assure you. This is conversation stuff after the fact. But yeah, no, when I'm watching it, I'm not thinking, man, I wish Goten and Trunks were here. I'm looking at the scenario we're getting.
Yeah, and then after
it's
the
just,
fact, it's like,
fine.
oh, okay,
Like,
you think about it.
I just kind of wish,
more in depth.
I do wish that it were more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with that being said, after this though,
the next one.
so
We're moving into the real meat of this arc, because I know
Oh, yeah, let's go.
the rest of the dragons are actually somewhat of a
A threat.
formidable, like, actual martial opponent.
yes, no, after we've gotten the jokes out of the way, now it's time for the real meaty dragons.
Oh, the twins. Let's go.
Meaty dragons.
Yes, been waiting for this meat.
Meaty dragon.
I am. Yes, these next ones coming to the end. I am excited for.
And slapping meat.
I mean, it's not to say much about GT, but like this is like I personally remember. It might be nostalgia goggles. Being like, this is actually pretty good, but I might be wrong.
There's a lot of meat slapping about to happen
There will be next time.
on GTFS.
Meat slap. Nope. Fair. Yeah, so cool. All right, fine. All the poopy dragons are done. I'm getting into the decent, strong, cool dragons. The twins and then Omega Shenron and stuff and things and awesomeness. And thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video, I want to be able to watch Patreon only reactions to the original Dragon Ball series. Link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 month is the last helps watch channel. It's great. Appreciate for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? You guys think of that? Click that, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.